All right, we're back. Halftime, Virginia, Louisville. UVA looked pretty solid in the first half. We saw a few lineup changes. I'm TW. We've got Chris Havlicek. We got Mark Jerome in the car. I think Dougie Fresh is going to join. Let's kick it out there. Mark, what did you guys see in that first half?
Have you take it because I only saw the last 12 minutes of the first half.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? There was a lot to like about the first half. Forget the points and lead we have right now, 37-22. The joy quotient, right? The amount of joy we played with and energy was noticeably different. All right, guys are playing more freely. Mark, you mentioned it last night on LRA. I've had an issue this year, well, for a while, about guys not playing freely, not taking chances. Hey, they looked good tonight. They're playing much more freely. I loved that. I love Ryan Dunn. He's got 10 points. I love Jake Groves turning into Moses Malone with, let's look, seven rebounds in the first half. I think we applauded I think the arena applauded a really good box out. I love that. That's old school stuff that gets me going. Reese is doing his thing. He's got 5 assists and 9 points. Really, really assertive. Rhodey looked good. Tane hit a 3. Like, there's a lot to like about this first half, but I'll distill it down to one thing. We're playing with energy, joy, passion, determination. The defense looks good. Like, we're dominating them right now, and they are frazzled. And this is like UVA basketball right now. We're stifling them, and now we're playing with a little bit more. What was there's a German term, for Farfignugan. We're playing with some Farfignugan. I love it. Let's keep it going in the second half.
I'll add, this is one of the first games in the last 3 or 4 where we haven't started down 10, giving up 10 or 12 or 14 points, right? Against Memphis, against Notre Dame, down big early. And it's hard to come back, especially with a UVA team that doesn't have a lot of offensive possessions, to make a good run down 15, 18, 16 points. So it's nice to see. And have you talked about it having fun? The pass, the alley-oop from Ryan, from Reese to Ryan, awesome. That was extremely reflective of having fun.
Yeah.
Going in the court, Reese makes a great play on defense, reads the pass, intercepts it, sees Ryan running the court, had an option to go left and saw an open passing lane to throw Ryan the alley-oop. And, of course, he slams it home. One of the other things that I thought was that I know somebody else has been calling for, a few people have been calling for. I spoke with some people, and they've been calling for a little bit of a different lineup and an adjustment in the lineup. And for the last 7-8 minutes, we saw Ryan playing the 3 and Grove and Buchanan playing the 4 and 5 together.
Yeah.
Creates a much different dynamic for offensively and defensively. And then Elijah got in there a little bit at the 2, and Rhodey was in there at the 2 and 3, and then it came back with McNeely late to hit the 3. And defensively, you're a little bit bigger. You've got Reese and Ryan on the perimeter, right? And so they look terrific on the perimeter. Now, I don't know how much of this is a credit to UVA being better. And I think there is that. And I think the energy, it feeds off the energy, right, that you mentioned earlier. And the energy seems great. Or is it that Louisville's not that strong of a team? And maybe they're not as bad as they were last year. 1, 2, but Northeastern is not great. Northeastern's not great. Notre Dame's not great. And we struggled against them too, right? And so now you look at this lineup, and is this a lineup where you're going to see more of that may change the course of the UVA season with more Ryan Dunn at the 3? He took a couple of guys off the dribble and one-on-one possessions, one-on-one opportunities. He made a nice pass off the dribble to get somebody an open look. So I'm really curious how the last 7-8 minutes that's going to how it's going to be viewed, and when they review the film, when the coaching staff reviews the film, the last 7-8 minutes of this game of the first half, how this is going to possibly how it's going to play out for the rest of this game and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I think JT also mentioned Ryan seems like he's getting more confident. Bond and Groves also seemed a little more physical from Bill. Jim saying credit to Rhodey looking better, and also us looking a little more hungry. So I think a combination of all of those things is a recipe for having a good start, good half.
Yeah, it's really good. And, things that stuck out to me, I already mentioned Groves rebounding. It's been a issue for us this year. He's doing a great job. Ryan looks really, really assertive. And Mark, great show last night with Jay Willie. I thought it was just a great way to kick off. A lot of great nuggets there when he talked about, Ryan being aware of what's being said. When I played, you didn't, I was never, ever considered for the NBA, but the guys that were like Brian Stith and Crotty and Corey and Junior, like they didn't know what was being said because we didn't have social media. Ryan can look at it in class and figure out what people are saying. So that's a different challenge. He's playing great. Rhodey looked a lot better. He made some really good passes. And knocked down a couple threes. I loved Tane making that three coming in. That's a valuable contribution kind of at a critical time when the game was close. Tane made a very, very nice three. But we wouldn't be the forum if we didn't complain about some things. So let's do that for 1 second. 0 for 2 on free throws. Fresh, your New Year's resolution is not coming true. Mark, we did New Year's resolutions, and Fresh wanted better. Right? It was better free throw shooting, Fresh?
Yeah, I want every player to take 100 free throw shots a day. That's all. It's been horrible.
Yeah, we're shooting. We haven't missed a free throw. We haven't missed a free throw in the first half. We haven't made one either. Actually, we did miss 2. We're 0 for 2. Right. Fresh, you kind of missed the positive stuff we've talked about. There wasn't a tremendous amount to be negative about in this at all. I think we played really well. But Fresh, since you joined late, what were your impressions of the first half?
I thought, I think I said in the I thought Reese was going to come out and be very assertive. I thought he was, going to want to right the ship type thing and, get us back on track. I think he did that early. Then we always, in the middle of the game, kind of have the lull, they come back, and then we kind of what really stood out to me was Groves has 7 rebounds. Am I right?
Yeah, we just talked about that. He turned into Moses Malone out of nowhere.
Okay.
Right.
I heard Leon Bond had 2 back-to-back offensive boards, and that's Moses Malone as well. So there we go.
Yeah, Daniel's saying playing Buchanan at the 5 and Groves at 4, locked up the paint. And Rhodey played great man-to-man. Yeah, we definitely look better.
Yeah, it is a good bounce back performance with passion, energy, execution from everyone. Ryan's got 10 points, leading the team in scoring. Reese has 9 with 5 assists. Let's see, the next Rhodey's got 6. So we had good balance kind of scoring across the board. One of the things I want to see, and I think I know we always attribute this to weight gain and Mike Curtis and getting stronger. We gotta, and Seth Greenberg said this in the throw to Corey. man, those big guys got to finish. Like Blake's getting some decent looks that he's got to finish. And I think that's important to point out because I think next year those go down. And instead of being up, what are we up? We're up 15. We might be up like 21 because he's had a lot of looks at the rim very close that he just hasn't finished. So that's a weight room issue, but it's also a confidence issue, right?
Yeah, and he's not a Blake seems to finish. Yeah, Blake and Ryan too. Ryan seems to be not finishing strong for whatever reason every once in a while. So hopefully it's something they can work on.
Yeah, but I will say Ryan had some offensive aggression that we haven't seen in a while. He had a good game against Notre Dame in in what was a terrible game, but he had a good stat line. But his aggression is noticeably improved in this game with just him hunting shots. Isaac hit that shot at the end of the half. I thought he should have maybe shot it the first time he caught it, but he was able to knock it down to extend our lead from essentially what would have been 12 to 15. So, all right, Mark, ask your question. Oh, did Mark fade out? Oh, there he is. We can kind of see you. Mark, what you're going to ask your halftime question now.
What are and Dougie tried to give you credit for this last night. No, I'm kidding.
I know I saw it.
I know how I messed that up.
It was just because I did it like when Mark couldn't join.
I felt really really vain afterwards after the show last night and saying that was my question, Dougie. But anyway, Dougie, you guys have been
you're right.
in a situation like this? What's TB saying to the guys right now? What's Jay Willie saying to the guys right now?
Well, he's drawing up his own defense right now, Mark. We're going to come out on half court. No, I'm kidding. I think he's probably telling them, build on it, keep doing it, be continuous, all the catchphrases. But I think it's well in hand. And first 5 minutes, second half, no letdowns. There's no letdowns.
Yeah, I think he said, to echo Fresh, I think it's keep the foot on the gas. We're playing well. Keep doing what you're doing. The first 5 minutes of the second half are really, really important. Or the first 2 minutes or 4 minutes. Like if we go out and we get this thing to 20, they are done. If they come out and knock down a couple threes and it goes, from 15, 8 or 9 or whatever, it's just that's a different game. So let's come out strong, do what we did. We ended on a high note, keep it going. I think it's a little bit more of a rah-rah. This is not a chewing out. This is a keep doing what you're doing. You're better than these guys as long as you play hard and with passion. Jim said the same thing. Come out very strong. We got
game's back on, so
all right, let's go out. Let's go. Join us post game.
So who's?